Welcome back to my channel. Today it's gonna be slot racers yarns or yarn. I was asked by a very nice guy out of Canada. No, it's not Rahul. No, it's not Massimo. They're nice as well. To come up with like one or two stories out of my racing experience, the old days, so to say, just to show what it was like and that we had a lot of fun even in those days. Plus, I thought I'd add a little slot car history, not meaning what slot cars were up or what companies, but maybe celebrities that you haven't heard of that are into or were into slot cars. So, stick around.
Chier, bordel, merde!
Now that Christopher Lambert has shown us quite impressively what you can do with a Peugeot 205 GTI back in the 80s in the streets of Paris in the film Subway. By the way, that was a 3-minute car chase. Let's switch over to this quite uncommon picture here. Did you recognize those two good-looking guys that you could see? Yes. I was young and I needed the money. It was a visit of Jacques Villeneuve at one of our club tracks. Quite a few months ago, as you can see already, the change from the picture. The story is that Jacques Villeneuve was into slot cars. In case you didn't know, rumors have it that one of his unfinished Monaco races, where he dropped out quite early, quite soon, he went into a toy shop that he noticed, and during the race he bought 2 or 3 sets of slot cars, took them back on his boat where he stayed, put them back together and started to slot race just to get rid of his, how do you say, negative vibes, so to say. He called in his chief mechanic that he did the racing with, and again, rumors have it that those two guys raced for hours long after the race in Monaco finished. Now, Jacques Villeneuve had a physiotherapist that actually is out of my town here where I live, and through a few bends and corners we got to know. He used to train Damon Hill when he became world champion with Williams, and started to work with Jacques Villeneuve then as well. And they soon found out that both of them are Carrera addicts. So as a positive treat, he asked me whether he could bring Jacques Villeneuve for a few laps to one of our club tracks to have him experience a club track, which they did in the end. So yes, the photo shows he was there, and yes, I did do a few laps together against Jacques Villeneuve on a 4-lane club track.
And now for something completely different.
Now, one of the endurance yarns, sorry guys, endurance yarns that we experienced in the year, Jesus, a long time ago, I did participate in the European Championship for endurance races, Slotcars, all 24 hours races. And we did a race in Brussels, and we were just kicked in the butt like hell. But within my team, there was a second guy whose name was, or is, Stefan. And the two of us, we always made fun. Whenever there was a chance, I mean, we didn't miss any fun that we could have. So, as we were kicked in the butt, the last hour of the 24-hour race came up, and we knew we couldn't go for the first 10 places. We were like, I don't know, 20th out of 35 teams or something. And the last stint, the last hour was on. One of our drivers was on. So we looked at the ranking at that time, and we found out that there's, of course, a team in front of us, but just 2 laps ahead. So we went over to that team, who were 19th at that time, asked for the head of the team, and we said, listen, we've got a really good guy up there on our driver's stand. We bet that we will become 19th and you will only become 20th. And if so, you have to pay us a beer. If you stay 19th and we become 20th, our team will pay your team a beer. And he said right away, deal. The whole thing turned out that nobody was watching who won the race, because the word spread within the other teams. So everybody was cheering for either us or the other team that was 19th at that time. And nobody noticed and watched at all who became first, second, or third. The whole crowd and all other teams were just cheering for the final result. We didn't make it in the end. We became only 20th. We paid the beer, but we had massive fun on that race, at least for the last hour. By the way, years after that race, people came up to me and said, we still remember that funny last hour of that 24 hours race in Brussels, where you went on for a beer, where you went on for a bet. Nobody remembered who became first, second, or third, but everybody remembered that crazy bet that we did. So, don't forget to have fun on track, whether you're driving on your own, with other people, or at a club race, or at a race. Have fun, because that's a part you will remember. And don't forget to press that like button, press that subscribe button, leave comments, share the video. And of course, as always, with Slotcar Dude, don't forget, there's more to come.